Hello there. Hi. So this is the video for the Friends Friday, and sometimes I do them ahead of time a little bit because I don't know really if I will have time for that. So how have you been? Let me know. I can tell you a little bit about my week. I've already told you somewhat, and now I keep them up so I don't have to repeat all the time what I've done. The thing is, with my work, I send a lot of healing every day and so, but also I communicate. I mean, I do scheduled work, but also the spirits contact me when they want to, so to speak, and then if I get in touch with someone they want to reach, then I need to do that, so to speak. So and as I mentioned, there was a spirit who passed just like I don't know, 6 weeks ago or something like that, and whose daughter is a priest in like our Christian's national church, if you say, and he came through very strongly and described things I could know and so on, and it was it seemed to be very helpful for her, and so he lingered and stayed, and I wanted to continue to convey, or I mean connect with her, I guess, and also so let her know that he's still around. And so he was at peace and everything, and she knew that already, but still, it was really fun that that his presence was so strong still through the computer, so then I couldn't like interrupt and go on talking to someone else trying to contact me there like other persons. I need to kind of be at their service first, I feel. That's what I'm here to do. So it has been an extremely intense week this week. It's so fun, and the things that are difficult for me, these things that I share about, are my passions and the fun time and the easy time, so to speak. And I also want to explore and learn more, of course. I'm not like full-feathered in any way. There is always new things to learn, but I still have some capacity when it comes to that. So anyways, when it comes to other things, though, I easily forget, about the whole exercise. And I have this now, as you, Jessica. Now I don't even have it. Now I tried to touch it and I don't have it. I try to remember to put on this pedometer where you count your steps each day. I have a little bit of a challenge with someone else, and I'm the laziest to even get that done, to go. I mean, I need my physical body to be in this world to work with, and I can't just ignore it, but I easily do. And also when it comes to eating and the things, I kind of like when I focus on them and relax more into the physical, but I easily forget, actually. So when it comes to those things, to change my patterns, I remember, though, when it comes to the eating, to exchange, to make a better choice than I may have done the last time, to X something out and to something, if not the best, slightly better anyway. So for me, what I think is the best, I think we all kind of know for ourselves, and if we just go in that direction and live one truth at a time, integrate that we know, and we will then know further along the way what we would need then. It's different for us also, but it's not so confusing. I mean, it's not as confusing as I thought, to me anyways. I feel that Susan Powter really she was a revelation when she was most well known and wrote those books about the politics of stupid and so on. But she've kind of all the other stuff, the commercial stuff, have taken over again, and it's disturbing that it's so easy and it's there, and we all know it kind of, but it's easy to forget. And also this whole remember, remind, and redo. How difficult can it be? But I'm constantly on my way to the next, and I'm attentive to all kinds of communication. I forget these basics really easily, even sleeping. And I get so easily affected by like coffee and such, and if I drink a lot I can't even sleep, I shouldn't do it even, but then it tastes good. Or sometimes, actually today it didn't even taste good. I've been drinking way too much coffee also. And also I have had 30 days, in a couple of days I've had 30 days time free from TV, watching TV, and that have been talk about revelation. I mean, you must try it. It's easy to say, but when you do it actually, and I thought it wouldn't be all that much of a difference, but wow, this have been and also you may think, I usually don't watch too much, maybe do, but I also have it like on, just for whatever reason. I don't know, even sometimes, it's just there. And thinking, first of all, you may think that you miss out on something, or you may also think that it becomes like, before you just try it, even instantly you will discover that it's quite the opposite. If you think it would be like an empty space there, it's really filled quickly and with much better and interesting things, because even to take time, as you also mentioned, yes, offline is a really, really good thing, and just connect with yourself and with nature or something else anyways than being also in communication all the time with everyone. It's like a little bit stressing, although also very fun to actually make conscious choices, informed choices about what to do, not only out of habit continue to do certain things, but still online you choose anyways more freely what you will, in what direction to go, aside from, compared with the TV or so. And there were certain programs or series or stuff that I wanted to continue to follow, but I decided to not do it. And first days I had a bit of a, oh no, now I'm missing that, and not, I kind of lied to myself when I say not that I watched a lot, because I think I did actually. But I have always been like this. I talk about Vata because I can't or I can, but I usually don't want to do one thing. I usually listen to something else at the same time as I watch a program, and also I write or try to kind of read at the same time. I do something else, all the time. I try to blend too many things, also when it comes to like exercise of sorts, and so I wish I could at the same time read something, or I don't know, yeah. It's so relaxing when I force myself to do one thing at a time, just to stay in the moment and realize that there is no stress, there is no way to kind of run to. It's here and now is where life is, and here is where if we get into this moment, here is where our power is, and here is where we create everything. So I know that still, stumble my way forward. So my week have been awesome. So much fun. Still, it's a little bit unorganized because I want to push too much into the same space or time. and it's impossible to do. So yeah, that's the thing. But aside from that, and also that I really need to prioritize. I need to do that first. Put that first. Make that as the most important priority. My physical, those commitments to myself, because otherwise I wouldn't. I won't be healthy and in balance enough to at least keep doing the other things. I think I could do them quite well anyways, but of course I probably would do them better if I was even in more balance. But yeah, and I would at least have more endurance. I mean, even working with energy and so on takes a little bit of a toll. Although it's really fun and easy in a way, it's still the more energy you have to in yourself, you have more strength to work with that too. So without it affecting you in a not so positive way. Yeah, I actually wrote some things down that I thought about talking about now. I will probably, I don't know what really to do on these, like Friends Friday. I think I will have videos every day. Maybe someday they come up later, but yeah, I don't know. I think this is there are many things that have changed, but one of the things probably is this not watching TV thing. Yeah, suddenly there is a lot of time. Not a lot, because there are so many other things I realize I want to fill that time with, but yeah. It gives you a lot of more energy also. You will realize that if you ever try. And I've heard that many times before, that people, but I haven't watched TV all that much before. Maybe later more so actually than earlier in life. Over the years. So, I mean, yeah, I think that may have also been why I've not been really interested in trying. Also, I thought it wouldn't make much of a difference, and it is so surprising how different it have been. Just 30 days. It's not for long, and anyone can do that. And also the news. You really don't need to bombard yourself with that information too much. So, I mean, the things we become is the things we feed ourselves with, and not only through our mouth and the eating, but through all our senses. Everything we take in actually becomes part of ourselves, our reality, and our energy. So whether we take it in through the eyes or ears or however, that's an old Ayurvedic teaching. That's how it is. Yeah, and I think many nowadays actually realize that. So yeah. So, but what did I write down even? So I don't know what to do. I mean, I don't know what to say on these Friends Fridays. It's just talking to you mainly, like my friends or foes. Hello to you too. Yeah, that's mainly it. I like to just ramble and chat with you mainly, and maybe some day or time I would do some live ones. That would be cool. But I think I don't know about being on the screen. Maybe you can, even on live videos, have a picture up, but just talk live. I don't know, like blog talk radio thing. And still, maybe I could see your comments or something like that. I don't know. We will see. Still, so this is enough for now. So, because then, I mean, I like to interact. I would love to interact immediately. Like if someone asks us something and I could try to respond, or even if someone tells things that I could also, we could just talk actually. So, but anyways, we will see where it goes. And also feel free to writing comments or messages as well. if you don't know, you can then go on About Me and press there, and then go send messages. There is a little, it says where you can press then to send messages, and I check them now and then, not too often, but now and then. Yeah. Well, so I will see what I had in mind here. Well, I just started to laugh every time when I do this. Sometimes I really think I'm boring, but I'm so amazed and so glad you're here with me, some of you. Yeah, and also I thought about this. Actually, I think I'm a little bit mean saying this, and I don't mean to be mean. But you know, about that person who had those decks and who changed ways to Christianity now, more like in a narrow, or how we should say, strict way. I wonder actually if she could have had a stroke. She had this revelation of Jesus and didn't see anything else, and all kinds of things. I'm not saying that is not a real experience. I absolutely believe it could have been, and that it is. I just wonder about her lip. It like hangs. Like, I wonder about that. Or maybe she did look like that before. I didn't watch her a lot before. But that was just thing. And even if it would have been, it doesn't take away, because, I mean, the divine could come through in any kinds of situations and ways, and actually not too seldom through, crisis or things that shake us up in one way or another. So I don't mean that it would like take away from what she experienced. Just that it seems, I don't know. And also there was another thing related to that. And that is, when it comes to the spiritual path I am on, I mean, it's just not, it's like reality, it's life itself. It's not that it's limited for me. That would be strange. It would be like trying to put a frame onto the all, or I don't know how to do that. I mean, I can know that I focus on one particular facet of truth or something, but still, if I believe that is all there is, or that I capture it all, I think I would be quite lost if I did. I don't know. But also I think there are deeper layers on every small single path also. So you can actually, for all your life, stay on one and the same, I don't know what to say, but, labeled path, and still reach deeper and or higher. And you need to come up for air, as you said there. Limitless Nothing. Beautiful channel name. Yeah. So I don't think you need to spread out like I do in all directions, but still, I think that if you aren't allowed to question things, then I don't think it's some would say then that would be like rebellious of sorts, but I think it's not. I think it's, if it's said to be that, then someone is trying to control you and control your mind and your thoughts and control you overall, your life and your choices and so. If you're not allowed to question things, well, what? That's really the basic. To go forward and discover and also reach further if the only thing we could do was holding on to old truths, that would be like also very strange. Wouldn't life be more alive than that, you know? Anyways, I think there is so much fear in all kinds of paths, and I'm not saying I'm free from those, but I'm free from a lot of them that I had, and also that I had that I didn't know I had. They were just like stuffed into me by the. I mean, I wasn't even brought up in a religious sense, but the whole society's view on certain things and so on still was also part of me. And that would be maybe what you call archetypes. I'm still stuck on that word. No, I'm not so much, maybe. But anyways, yeah, I would just leave that. But I've come across certain videos. I've not listened to any one of them, of the views on it, because I do think that everyone have their own perspective, and what can we do? We cannot have any other perspective. Of course, we can have a view on what is going on with someone else, but at the same time, I don't know. At least I wouldn't be. Authorized, or what you say, to judge whatever anyone else would. I mean, their perspective is true for them, and I think we can never have any other. I mean, as I believe it, we cannot even have any truth, because we can, but we cannot have the full truth, and so it's only the truth for me, that where I am at this time in space. It's not even true for me to come. We all, if it's alive, we all change, whatever, if we call it the same path or not, or it should change if we, otherwise it's still like dead. It's nothing there. Yeah. As I see it. Not saying that's true though. Yeah. So, anyways, I think that's always a good thing. It's always a good thing to question things. And to me, it's not even. I mean, some people around me also that like to have things very light and not. Like, I've always questioned everything. Like, I mean, everything. From talking about the basics as well. I want to understand the purpose of if I want to cook. Not that I'm a good cook, but I want to know the purpose of doing this or that. I won't just follow whatever someone is doing, or if for making the bed, why? You know, even if it looks neat, that could be a purpose. But you know, other kinds of whatever. All my life, I've always wanted to know why. I mean, and I wanted to have I mean, I wouldn't do things that I didn't understand the purpose of. I wouldn't do anything someone just told me to do if they couldn't explain why, and in a way that I would find it, you know, relevant and that made sense to me. Otherwise, I wouldn't. And so, I think I've always been that kind, and very, very disturbing to some people. And I don't mean to. It's just that I don't find it. I don't know, why should I, you know, do things just because. No, it does not make sense to me, so I wouldn't. But to some people, it's just that will be maybe rebellious as well, and I maybe am to some degree. But I wouldn't think questioning things is. There are other ways you can be, but also that some people find it like a struggle, and it weighs them down, you know, and they don't feel good. I feel joyous, exhilarated, and I really love it. I love to question things, even when I'm totally lost and I don't understand anything about that. That makes me more eager and so curious, and that really triggers my, I don't know, I guess my intellect, or if I have one of those. No, but yeah, it's like party time for me. It's like a fun. I love it. So we're all obviously different in that way too, and not everyone. I mean, one wouldn't have to, but to judge others who do, I think that would be not the best. Maybe it's never good to judge anyone, I would assume. But yeah. So I'm talking too loud. I'm sorry. I should do this like in an ASMR softer way. Why do I forget that? I get too into it, too passionate. All right, so well, yeah. So also about that tool about being sitting and meditating in stillness. I really have this speeded week, so it was like a good tool for myself to try to remember. And I actually have been sitting down a couple of times a day for maybe even 20 minutes, although I felt like a little bit stressed about that time. But just because I realized that, now I'm totally on a very, very speeded energy level. I need to like slow it down. And also quite some lack of sleep, and so it's also important just to realize that if things are going on too quickly, or where you are at, and I feel also if I just relax and sit back, not only just meditate or doing some like energy work or so, but I realize that things prioritize themselves. Things that would come in the background may like pop up that you thought about doing, or what it is, are people to be in contact with or something, and you may have missed that if you were just going on and on, and things couldn't, like, it's like defragmented, what do you say when you do this on the computer, defragment, oh God, you know what I mean. Yeah. So it's not scattered. And the same thing when you sleep, things fall into place in a better way. Yeah. And I do a lot of work when I sleep also. I'm very intense when I sleep, and I have very intense dreams, and not only dreams but also experiences and communication, and spirits contact me when I'm asleep, and so I think I actually need more sleep. And all that is actually, when it comes to Ayurveda again, the Vata is the air and space energy. They need more sleep than the other doshas, and that may be one of the reasons, to be able to calm the nerves, the nervous system that picks up all kinds of things. Yeah. Yeah. Well, also I have I wonder about what to talk about. Maybe I should talk about this whole law of attraction a little bit, or maybe not. I thought about this, a thing related to mediumship also, about also this word, the words. Sometimes the words are, I don't know, but about being a witch, if you would then call it witch. I think that's a beautiful word, but still in all kind of stories and some myths and I don't know, and also in some cultural environments, and so it's not seen as a positive thing. I think it's more about being your whole potential, to embrace that and be free and enjoy, and allow yourself to fully enjoy all in life, and not like restricted to, I don't know. And and we have so much more potential than we usually think, and so that's what it is to me, mainly, I could say. But But then again, those also when it comes to Wicca, that's connected to certain ethics. I mean, that's just the frame of it. It doesn't mean that people within there would actually follow those. And also, in harm none, do what thou will is one of those. Or actually the only one, I would say, but still. Or I guess everyone would say that's the only one, the only ethic rule. But still, it's a rule that is like impossible in itself. How can you not? And what is harming then? I mean, intently is something else. I think I will start with something else than the law of attraction. Obviously, I start to talk about the mediumship now because I talked about that in this week as well in some other video. That once when I did a mediumship or psychic reading for someone, then I saw this man. I don't know still what he had done, but he was like far down, I mean deep in the underground, you could say, underworld. I don't know where he was exactly, but he was like chained, and he lived like imprisoned, you could say, or like in such a situation. And before then I thought, okay, when you go to the spirit world, everything is brilliant and great, and all is resolved, and you heal, and it's happy, and all that. And I still do think there is no hell and there is no punishment, but there are consequences, there are karma, and karma is not punishment. To me, it's lessons, and we are here to learn, and there is no, it's not about judgment like that, like judgmental things. It's in one way it is a judgment maybe, but as I saw it then, that had bugged me a bit actually. But I'm starting to understand what, and this was, I don't know how many years ago, it could have been 10-15 years ago that I did that reading, and I've never seen it since. So it doesn't seem to happen a lot. I mean, I don't know what, as I said, what that person had done, but the woman I did this reading for, she seemed to understand who it was. She didn't say anything about what he did or so, but she didn't question what I saw. And I saw other things around that she appreciated, and so that was good. And I like to share what I see, although that really made me hesitate also, because I guess no one wants to hear that. And I was so surprised. I thought, what is this? And anyways, I tried to make sort of sense of it, and I didn't. But now I think that it's so that those who do like I'm talking about this whole law also about intentionally harming someone. It's totally the difference when it's those who are sick. I mean, mentally ill and that aren't able to discern, or that they would not. It won't be the same thing. They would go to a healing place immediately after this life. But when it comes to those who consciously, actually I think I had a problem with it because I didn't understand that people could be consciously mean. And that still is a surprise to me. Although when I was very small, I had those, I don't know, kind of ideas, or what you should say. But so in one way, maybe I should be able to understand it then. But it's very. I mean, we all have those. I don't believe that these are kind of the evil ones and we are the good ones, and nothing like that. We all have the same seeds within. As Thich Nhat Hanh would describe it, we all have it. It depends on what we water, and sometimes we water them during lifetimes ahead. So when we come here, it's easier for us to connect with maybe whatever we watered in our previous lives. But also those who pass on, like this one, I do believe they come to a place where they are taken care of. It's not. It's like prison-like in a way, because they aren't free, and they aren't free to choose. We who come to the other side from a place of not, having that in our rucksack. We can choose very freely, and there are many dimensions and so on in this spirit world, but they don't really have a choice, and they will always have a guard watching over them, and that is not as a punishment. That is because they need to heal. They need to not be. First of all, you won't be connected with, if you have been harmed, you won't connect with them in the afterlife. If someone would have, for example, have killed you, that they can never be in the same space as you there, as I believe it. And I've heard that from other psychics and mediums as well. Anyways, I believe that when they cross, and that's why they also don't want to cross over sometimes. They want to stay, and then they gather up with other souls and stay at those haunted places until they can't stay forever. I mean, they can try. I mean, they can choose. We are free to choose, but eventually they will choose to move on, and then they will have to go through that process of, and it's a process of healing. And also when they come back to Earth or to physical life, which they need to do to develop, then they won't have a choice. We have choices to where we want to be born again and to what parents and so for the things we want to learn, but those, if we would call it them dark souls and so, they don't have a choice. That will be chosen by that, if you say guard, it's like a guardian or like a guardian angel in a way, but probably it won't be perceived so much positive because they are like stuck with that. They check everything they do because so that they can't cause harm. And when they come back, they will be put in a place where to those parents or in that environment and so on, where they need to be to learn the lessons they need to learn. And still they won't come back to Earth until they have been healed to some degree already. So it's a way to heal the whole process of the planet. They won't come back in the same manner. If that would be so all the time, those who have been like the worst you could think of in history kind of would come back in that same manner, and that wouldn't be great for us all. But so now I think that, but yeah, it was a struggle for me to make sense of that concept really. But I saw it and I knew, okay, this is actually there. But I thought actually for a long time that this spirit that I saw, the man, that maybe he judged himself and therefore he was stuck in that situation. That was how he saw he should be treated, of what he deserved or so on. But I actually have changed. I think that that's not a choice. That is taken care of by our guides, and we all have like angels and guides, spirit guides around us, whether we know about them or not. And it doesn't matter who that person is. Everyone have, and they will continue be around in coming life. And sooner or later, when they then come back to life over and over, they may need some lives to change their ways sometimes. But then again, they will come across someone who have that love and that stability, and that they need to meet. I mean, those like called earth angels, that they need to make that conscious choice to change direction. But they will come across people who can help them with that, and then at some point or another they will choose another path, and then start to kind of grow spiritually. and a path of love, and and they need to meet that. They need to meet unwavering, unconditional, stable love, and we are all not capable of giving that. So, I mean, we have the right also to preserve ourselves and choose where we don't get dragged into all kinds of negative situations for ourselves. So, and one thing I also heard is that, when I actually heard it also there was this, I've talked about this before, it was a TV program where it was, I don't remember now how many parts, but it was about suicide. And those who made this program had that closely around, and so. And it was some well-known actress, and so, yeah, anyways. There was a pair of parents, they had a son who passed away, and later on they saw that I've thought about that when it comes to suicides, that I think the soul already kind of have left, because you cannot wish yourself ill in that way. It's not possible. You must be so dissociated or detached to be able to do such a thing. Even if it goes quickly, then the soul can move quickly. So, but anyways, they saw on pictures of him beforehand. They could see this happy with glittery eyes, as I also have said about affirmations. If you look yourself in the mirror and repeat affirmations, when you see the sparks in the eyes, that's when the soul get the message, kind of thing. But anyways, so they could see that, and they could also see, they didn't see this before his passing, but afterwards, when they look at photos, they could see how his eyes were empty or blank in the photos as well. And you don't need to be psychic to see those things. They are quite clear when you meet someone who have not lost their souls. You can never lose your soul, and it can never die. But their spark have been, what can you say? I don't know what words to use. But anyways, those who do that to people, those who behave towards others so that they lose their shine, if you say, they are the ones who won't be able to cross over to this bliss of spiritual life immediately. They will have to go through some things. Yeah. As if I knew, but that's how I perceive it from my own experiences and the ones that I've connected with, and the things that I've heard and so on and read, and yeah, it disturbs me to some degree, but still there is a greater meaning and a larger plan than I can see. I mean, there are many things just going on meanwhile in life that it disturbs me too, but they are still true. They are there, and as I said, I have had such a difficulty believing that people intentionally want to harm and are mean. But I've seen that pretty much. There is someone close to me. There is a woman. She says it herself, which is also extremely surprising. Why would you say that? I mean, yeah. Anyways, she says that she gets a kick out of it, if she can, even if there are just people she randomly meet and she have no grudge with them or anything, she just like to be mean and see how that hurts them. That kind of give her makes her feel great, and what it's like, I don't even, but I've seen it so much, and she tries to play this. I mean, guessing she's kind of a psychopathic. I don't like labels, but I don't even believe in them much. We all have all kinds of seeds, as I said. Depends what we water. And yeah, but but still, it's very surprising to me. And but she knows with me that it doesn't matter. She tries to sometimes play a game as if she weren't that person. And I just tell her that, I already know what you're doing. So if you want to meet, because she can kind of pretend to say that some things are misunderstood that she do and so on. And then when I look at her and say that, I already know what you're doing, so you don't need to say that. But if you would change ways, you need to, if I should see it differently, you need to really change. And that need to go on for a long time, because you have been purposely evil and mean for so long. And then she just give you these mean eyes and just laugh, like a mean look. And it's because she's caught, she knows you see through her games. And, and in those kinds of persons' worlds, you are just, they must be really disconnected in some sense from their souls. But, you're just like a rat for a cat or something. You're just play. You are just something they could, for no real apparent reason other than entertainment for them. Some have like really those complex of being small, so they need to kind of act out how powerful they are or whatever. And that could be another kind of a way. But anyways, I didn't believe that for long. And I talked to many who said that. Even if you don't believe that people maybe mean, they still are. And I was just, no, it's just, that's misunderstanding. They mean well, but they are misunderstood, and all kinds of things that I thought. But I still think there is no real healing in judging anyone. The only thing that will happen is that you block your own kind of light, and yeah. But it's understandable if you come across people who do very horrible things. I guess everything can be understandable in that case, but still, yeah. But still, I've learned, and actually from those themselves mainly, because there are those around me that have described how they do. How they work people and how they play. And to me, that's I've just been authentic and open and so on. That have been my only way. I've not played any games, and I've never been interested, because that is not. Rather like this, it have been so much more interesting with the genuine, the real. That's what I've been searching for. But maybe they may not even know what that would be. I don't know. I am curious still. I actually am still. But then still, that makes sense to me anyways, that there is so much positives to say about the spirit world, but still, that is also part of it that seldom is addressed. And it's still real, it's still there, but to use it and call it like hell, or the hellish thing is in our own minds, when we are consumed by revenge, fear, or hatred, or all kinds of negativity of sorts. That's hell, and that I think that's in the Bible too, or something. That's where heaven is too. So it have to do with what we feed. Yeah, and at the same time, I think we are interconnected, and there is where also I could maybe jump to that quickly and not talk for too long, but about the law of attraction that I embrace very much more now, since I also took 30 days. What's about me in 30 days now lately? But anyways, and watch them every day, not all the days, but a bit like a video every day or so, because they have been so disturbing to me, especially it's so, when they half scream and speak quickly. I think that's sounds like, I don't know, mind controlish to me or something. I don't like it. But anyways, when I've listened through and listened to, and sometimes she is really, really soft, Esther, and it made so much more sense. Maybe I was totally brainwashing myself, but there was a lot of things that I had not seen there that was also revelations. And but there is a lot of things that I still question, and I love to question things, as you already know then. But I thought that maybe I should, I will just see, I have, also I was so prepared. I've written down, I think I know what to say, honestly, but when it comes to that, there is certain things. For example, I think it can be like a very judgmental way. I will put a link to Teal Swan's video about the Fuck the Law of Attraction video again. I don't remember actually how it was, but I remember I liked it. And that's something that I think needs to be said. I mean, some things around that can really be used as an abuse, very abusive to others, and very... you can get sort of very cold in that way of viewing things, and so... And I don't even believe it's true, honestly, fully either. Because I don't think that we are, like... As I said before, I believe in this oneness, and I believe in the interconnectedness and that we create together. And I think nothing is detached from anything else. And so I think we don't come... I mean, I think like this, that, and this seem very far out there for some people, I know, but I do believe, and I actually discovered this when I was around, I don't know what kind of age, 30, that and it was surprising to me that I realized that kind of every thought that I had, or everything that was going on with me, had its exact reflection in the outer world. And I didn't believe like I was creating everything that existed in the outer world, though it sounded like very kind of narcissistic, I don't know, but I was surprised by walking around in life and seeing that everything is reflecting here. And I was so surprised, and I told my, at the time, husband, like, and he was, nah, he was not into that idea, but I was really fascinated by how I saw it constantly happening as an instant reflection. And to me, that's more like that's an interaction too between our limited selves and our greater self, our, not only our soul, but the oneness, and also then the co-creating with everything else that exists, everyone else's minds or thoughts and so on. So I don't really think that maybe I will change my ways when it comes to this, but to me it's more, it's different still anyways. Maybe this song, I'm not sure I like it still, but it's By Thy Grace with is it Snatam Code, maybe? I think so. Anyways, I could put a link to that too, but it was a long time since I heard it. But I will just check here what the thing is, the difference that I think of is that, as they describe it, sometimes it's like that you are thinking a thought, and then the energy forms, and in a way that also happens. I think it's happens in various ways. I mean, in various directions, various things influence what happens, I think, and it's not only the thought, but that is a very, very strong creative power. But anyways, I rather believe that the all, if you call it that, or the oneness, that is what's calling the thought, the vibration. That's what creating the vibration, rather than us like starting things. Do you understand what I mean, anyone? I do think we can also, because we are a mirror, an image of that. But in a more limited form. Luckily, we don't have all that. I don't think so, anyways. That we have like all the power there is. Well, aside from if we would identify with the all, with the oneness, which would then be that there would be no separation between me and you at all then. So then it would be very unlikely that I wanted selfish things, in that sense that would cause harm to any other part of myself, that it would be. So, but if I would, like, that would be like being enlightened, I think, or being Buddha. So if I then would embrace that and be in that consciousness and aware of that, I'm not sure that's possible in human form, though, because you are constantly in this perspective of limited being. But maybe you could like detach a bit from that, I don't know. But then you could probably create totally, so to speak, by yourself. Yeah, you could say. But yeah. But still, it's described. I will just wait a sec. I will see. Yeah. I will see. I wrote something down, I wrote some things down for myself just when I was thinking about this, and not to say in a video, so it's a little bit, unorganized. I mentioned this before, but as I said, I don't believe that those who, for example, it's easy to judge people then. I mean, if you would say, oh, okay, you just created your reality and that's that. Good luck, create another one. Or I don't know. But I mean, I think we co-create. If I'm around a situation where people are suffering, or or whatever it is, that means that I'm part in that creation. No, it couldn't be different, and I'm not responsible for any other person's decisions or something. But it's not that they become what they are alone. We that's the way really to not take responsibility for what's going on, which we are responsible for, every one of us, I think. And also, as I said, I don't think it disturbs me very much. Not disturbs me, but I disagree when people say that it's like the highest law of the universe, the law of attraction. That's there is nothing higher or outside of that, if you would say. But I believe it's one of the various laws within love. That's like the one vibe that rules, or is the all is love, whatever that would be. But yeah. And I believe that the seen and the unseen is like the same reality, kind of, from different vibes, or seen from different perspectives. No, this way of describing it is difficult to do. I mean, I realize that now. Yeah. So what I mean is that you cannot. Yeah, when they're saying is be careful what you think of, because you may get it, or what you wish for is actually the saying. And I don't think so. I think there is always this divine love, you can say, or this unlimited creative consciousness that is love, and it won't allow anything. There will always be. It will always be guiding us forward towards our own fulfillment, and however we seem to experience it. If we think that it's a difficult time, or things are awful for us, and so on, it's still not like outside of love. I don't know if I can get across what I say here, or what I'm thinking. I mean, what I mean. So it's like when you have a thought, it's like life itself make you ask for things. It's like the whole spark of inspiration, or what it is, comes from somewhere, you know. And I don't think it's from your limited being. And also, I don't believe in the separation as such, as that there would be an exact limit where you start or stop and someone else start, or, you know. Yeah. Now I gotta see if I've written it in a way that I can explain better what I mean. Maybe not. And the way it's described also is like I mean, I believe in this polarity, that if something is more painful, you may even more so want the opposite. You get the desire for that part strengthens, and so it will push you in the direction of what you really want, and it will clarify what you want, and therefore you will reach that. So I believe that. But also, and the fact that they talk about that that everyone kind of agrees on the fact that if you get something that you identified as something you really wanted, you will feel better. But that's actually not even true. I mean, first of all, the fact that I have sometimes believed that everything will totally go to shit. Maybe my subconscious then have had another idea of it, I don't know. And then life itself have picked me up and put my feet on where I needed to go and what I needed to do, and things were great. So that have happened several times, and then I've been totally sure that I won't make it, you know. And as far as I understand, totally sure. And in the same way, that sometimes I really thought that I wanted something so much, and then when I got it, maybe it wasn't what I wanted all that much, or maybe I mean, then you realize also the power of your own ability to create, and that in itself can be maybe a positive, to understand that you can reach for what you want. But at the same time, it doesn't mean that would be for the best and really what you exactly wished for. Maybe then you realize that this wasn't what I really wanted, because before you were there, you didn't know how it would be. And you know, so there are certain basics that are taken for granted in that concept of that whole spiritual law, or for some people. But it's not that I don't believe in it in itself. It's just that it would be like that law would be the all kind of thing. I don't think so at all. I think God or goddess or the divine or the source, you can actually call it source still, but yeah, that actually can work outside of that law. Yeah. How can I describe this? Yeah. There was something else in that, but I think, I've written so much down, just scribbling down. So, as I said, I believe that this vibe is like scent, and that make us think of this or that. To understand, we are like the universe, or the love is constantly pulling us towards it, and tickling our thoughts or our own vibes, so that we get this aha or whatever, and so I believe that's the. But maybe it's the same. Maybe in some sense it is the same thing that I describe as they describe. We just mention it a little bit different, and I think the reason I want to is because that takes away this indifference and coldness of it that can be, and that I also do not believe in, most of all for that reason. Yeah, that's kind of, to me it's like based in fear. It's based on having control fully over everything and be the overall creator, my mind, and those who are also stuck in the mental, that is for sure so powerful, but there are other dimensions that are more powerful than the mind, and the mind is also that's oftentimes what is used to try to control. So I believe that way of viewing things can be because of fears. We want to tightly hold on to our ability to be able to rule everything in our own ways without influence from anything else, and without having any responsibility or like the attachment to, no, not maybe attachment, it's a good word, but connection to anything other than what we wish for ourselves. I don't know, to me it sounds strange. Yeah. I think I at least tried now. And also in the greater scheme of things, maybe that's true also, that however, if it becomes very difficult, that would you want to be well much more if you are sick or those kinds of things, but or if you miss something, you much more want it, and so on. At the same time, sometimes if you have a lack of a lot, then maybe you just give up. Or if you're sick and don't feel any hope for it to get better, maybe you would just not have any, maybe it, I do see how that happens, of course. That's, as they say, everyone who's sick have one wish, and that is to get well. But there is also a degree of things, and maybe then, as I said, in the greater scale, that would lead then, even if people pass on and give up and what happens, that still needs to them to a release and relief and feeling good place. But I don't know, some of it just does not make total sense to me. Yeah. But there is a lot to make sense to me, so maybe I should talk about that then, because that's the fun part. To protest against certain things is like, maybe, as they say also, you always strengthen what you focus on, but I focused actually on the clarity of things that I want to understand anyways. I'm not sure I do a good job on explaining what I think, though. Yeah. So I think there is this ongoing exchange, or co-creating thing with the spirits and with our fellow humans and so on, with Mother Earth, everything that is vibrating. So. And I think this free will is like put in there, kind of, if I even believe in the free will, because suddenly I'm this Spinozist, the stone that has been cast, or what they say, that there is this only choice. What you do is what you had to do, kind of thing. Some part of me embraced that, because that's, if you go further in that thought, that's really liberating thought in all kinds of ways. Anyways, but I believe that this vibration level, or the spirits, they influence and call on the thought. They call on all of us, all levels of us, and that affects the vibration and reality, and so yeah. So I think we are free, but we aren't like we aren't all powerful, or there. Okay, I won't even try. So. Yeah. Well, no, I won't go further in that. But I think everyone's vibration affects everything else. We are not like that. That's how we want it, I guess, because that would be to simplify things. If, for example, we would say it, for example, like mean people. If we wouldn't want them to be, I mean, there is one thing to choose to be in a certain environments or with certain people, but if we didn't see that there is something, I mean, that vibe is still around, obviously, wherever, however close or not, but and that's nothing we can just like. Yeah, we can choose not to. I mean, we can choose to ignore that it exists, and some people say that's a good choice, and maybe for them, for the moment, they would feel happier doing so, maybe. But I don't think that I believe in seeing things just, and I believe in not judging, and therefore I think it's easier to, if you see that, I mean, even if it's just society or the whatever it is, things affect other things. Although we have also free will, we make our own choices. Still, nothing is totally disconnected. We cannot totally shake things up from ourselves, however much we would like to. It's there for a reason, as we are for those, as a reflection. As I said about the shadow work, as some people talk about, I mean, I believe that if then some people see something good, for example, in me, or some people see bad things there, so whatever they see, it would be a reflection of their shadow. It would be what they are and what they have, and you know, and what they can, and if they wish to choose so develop, or what it is. And in the same way, things we don't want to be around or see are there. That's also a reflection of our shadow. It's there. It's something we are. And I should actually have some good video of Jordan Peterson beneath now about that. I need to listen to him more to learn more about that. Honestly, yeah, such a brilliant soul. I mean, really. Okay, but yeah. So, well. I think I will not. But I mean, really, truly, I love this. The Hicks and all that. I love it, and I have such use of it, and I have had such use for it, and it's awesome. So, I will continue to talk about that some other time, and then I will talk about the things that I really feel is right for me around it, because there are so much things, most of it, honestly, but there are things that are really clashing with my way of viewing reality. So, yeah. No, I don't think I can explain it better, and I think that's for the best because I talk for so long. But feel free to ask me. If you ask me, then it makes me think about what you ask. I mean, think about that question that I may have just skipped or forgotten or not thought. So it would help me to maybe get more aware, I hope. Yeah. I hope this was not just too... I don't know. Yeah, I hadn't written that down to make it clarified for someone else. It was just my own thoughts a little bit. So maybe I did get across with something that I wanted to say. Or maybe this little song would do so. It's by Thy Grace. That I have in the description box beneath. Okay, I will end now. And much love. And if anyone wants a rune, personal free rune or cards or something, let me know. I will take a weekly rune for us all for this Saturday too, or for that coming week. Yeah. Much love. Talk soon.